All right, well, let's take you live to the FNB Stadium out in Soweto in Johannesburg, where the EFF's 10th anniversary birthday celebrations are currently underway. And of course, we see now that the CIC, Mr. Julius Malema, is about to take the stand. Let's listen in.
Amandla. I will EFF, I will Tata EFF, Tata Tata EFF, Tata. Awe musho makodi, awe musho ANC, awe musho maburu, awe musho DA, awe musho utona muimele, awe musho adigata marukhwana, forward to EFF government, forward. Saitata Gauteng, Saitata Saitata KZN, Saitata Saitata Western Cape, Saitata Saitata Eastern Cape, Saitata Saitata Northern Cape, Saitata Saitata Free State, Saitata Saitata Mpumalanga, Saitata Saitata Northwest, Saitata Saitata Limpopo, Saitata Amandla. Thank you very much. Kyalabua Musara Marapo, our national chairperson. Kyalabue, our deputy president, Commissar Floyd Shibambo, the officials of the EFF, Comrade Secretary General, the TSG and the TG, Central Command Team, distinguished guests, members of the international community, people of South Africa, members of the diplomatic corps, and the entire continent. They made a mistake and forgot to acknowledge the president of Pudemo, who's part of us here. They also forgot to mention my own chief, Khabuabraru Muloto, Wakuamulechi Liena Namo. They also forgot to mention our former national chairperson, Advocate Dalimpo, who is also here. Our former Secretary General, Godrich Kadi, is also here. Our former Deputy Secretary General, Tengwem Kalipi, is also here. Our former Treasurer General, Lien Mateis, is also part of this historic day. And all of you, the ground forces of our glorious movement, I'm happy to be part of this gathering today. Comrade Chairperson of Gauteng, let me take this opportunity to thank you for the hard work you have put together with your collective leadership. This was possible because of you as Gauteng as a collective and the rest of other provinces, and in particular the public representatives who got their constituencies transport to come here at the FNB Stadium to come and celebrate 10 years of unbroken struggle in the name of economic freedom in our lifetime. I salute you in the name of all those who sacrificed their lives for us to have a moment we can call 10 years old today. I salute you and bow my head in honor of the July 26 movement of Commandant Fidel Castro, from who our movement draws so much inspiration and courage. I stand here saluting the Cubans for giving us a meaning of revolution, that a revolution just needs a few brave men and women who have courage and love in their hearts. We owe our liberation to the selflessness, internationalism of the Cubans, and the EFF is one of the products of the Marxist-Leninist revolution. Comrades, I send my revolutionary greetings to all the political parties that came here to celebrate with us, and my pastor in particular, Ntate Ralokhulela Kialebua. Uneole 10 years ago, wa rapelela har launcha EFF ko Marikana. I'm happy God kept you to come and witness the fruits of your prayer. 10 years down the line, you are praying again for another 10 years. Thank you very much for being brave, for coming and show us that even elders and our pastors care. Comrades, I send my greetings to the widows of Marikana, who must today know that the sacrifices made by their husbands, sons and brothers of the 16th of August 2012 were not in vain. We are standing here, turning 10 years old, in front of the country, the continent and the world, because of those brave mine workers who defied the greed and the violence of capitalism and the state. While Cuba guided the idea of our organization, Marikana gave birth to this revolutionary movement. Fellow fighters and soldiers of the revolution, we have arrived where the doomsayers never thought we would. They said we will never achieve 1% of the vote. They said our organization was formed out of anger and will never last. They said EFF stand for Ifita Fela, Ifita Iyakai. EFF asifiti, EFF isalithengi, EFF isatlobatengi, barati bana babaloyi, bayishebile mo babenteng, all of them, they are witnessing history today. Baba ngweba di journalisti ba ne ba re ngwadile off ke ba bone ba matha mo ba re EFF ka se fite ngwa. Today I look at them walking inside the stadium. What a walk of shame. You disappointed them, you proved them wrong, you made sure that they swallow a bitter pill. Babuzen fighters, because the EFF is turning 10 years, we cannot hear their voices. Deputy President, one of the journalists said on TV this morning, even before the rally started, are the only party that has filled up FNB is the ANC. EFF has shortfall of filling up the FNB. Kari kwantwe tshwareile TV, kai phonela, kare utini mthakati, sizokhombisa namhlanje ukuthi EFF is the only party that has felt that will fill FNB beyond its capacity. To remember the day the FNB was full to capacity when we were burying Krisani. That was the only time the FNB was like this. Where are they today? Because the baby that was born walking in 2013 is now 10 years old. Never EFF ke mokgatlo wa batho fela ha una ntho e ka etsang ba re compare le bo cope. We are not cope. We are a generation that our ancestors have been waiting for. We are a generation that has inherited the struggle of our liberators. We have left those that produce are smiling in heaven. Badimo abarilebeleji today, wherever they are, Baba Tlembalwa, Balwela lefasi lela rina, Babulaya kimaburu, Baba Bulaya, because they were fighting. Today, Habarisheba, when they look at us, they are smiling all over in heaven, saying, Banabarena, they are making us proud. Comrade Floyd, I think Comrade Cindy Somagata, wherever he is in heaven, joined by Winnie Mandela, they are standing in salutation that the younger generation of the struggle has made them very proud. Mama Winnie's spirit lives on all of us here. We are the children of Winnie Madikizela Mandela, the most fearless woman, a woman who's always proud of young people who are ready to fight. Comrade Seskona, Bayatanda Batandi, Sila FNB Stadium, we just came to confirm to them that Seskona, Asindao, we will be here for the next 10 years. Comrades, we made it even when those who wrote lies about us and they tried to destroy us and said all manner of things. We are still here today. Krisani, wherever he is, he's very proud of you. Steve Biko, wherever he is, he's very proud of you. Robert Subukwe, wherever he is, he's very proud of you. Anthony Limbede is very proud of you. Epimda is very proud of you. Mkolis Machombozi is very proud of you that you have taken your rightful place in the struggle to retain the land to the rightful owners. Comrade Floyd, gathered here, you brought more than 90,000 ground forces from all over South Africa, with majority of them coming from Gauteng province. Comrades, there were people who answered to the call of saying what needs to be done. That's why we are here. That clarion call was made after the cries of our people in Marikana when they said, Malema, form a party. I went to Marikana to show my solidarity, to show my support. The deputy president arrived a day before. General Holomisa was there a day before. When I went to listen to the workers, they did not tell me their problems. They said to me, form a political party. We will follow you because the ANC will never correct itself. The ANC killed our people in Marikana in defense of capital, in cahoots with capital. When those workers said we must form a party, we went to Sebokeng, we went to Sasolburg, we went all over South Africa, and we went to Shaft 17, and ultimately we went to Uncle Tom's Hall, where we answered the question, what is to be done? That's when we took a decision to form an organization that is called the EFF today, and that organization was inspired by the fearlessness of the workers who died in Marikana, demanding 12,500 from a mining cartel that made billions of the wealth in their land. Fighters, when we gathered in Uncle Tom's Hall to form this organization, Fighters came from all over South Africa, from Cape Town to Musina. There was no food in that conference. There was no place to sleep in that conference. We had to put together some logistic. We didn't even have money to pay for a hall. But those fighters who came for a mission. They were very patient. They never fought the leadership. They knew that this is the beginning of a journey, and that journey will produce a giant, and that giant will represent our people. It was the brave and defiant youth of South Africa, the black conscious, the Marxists, the Leninists, the children of Peter Mukaba, Steve Biko, and Charlotte Mateke, who asked what is to be done as the former liberation movement has betrayed the struggle for the land and the economy that our ancestors fought and died for. Comrades, those people said to us, let's go out there, let's expropriate land without compensation. Let us nationalize mines. Let us nationalize banks. Let us nationalize other strategic sectors of the economy. They said free quality education is the future. Healthcare is the future. We need proper houses. We need sanitation. They said we need jobs, and those jobs must be sustainable, and those jobs must be protected. They said we must grow the African economy, and we must advocate for justice in the entire continent and not just reconciliation. They said they want open, accountable, corrupt-free government that will not be characterized by intimidation. To date of the 26th July, when this decision was taken, was not a mere date, but a deliberate choice to coincide with the anniversary of the Socialist Cuban 26th July movement, led by Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, amongst others. This movement, like the EFF, inaugurated a socialist revolution over a corrupt liberation movement in Cuba, led by the authoritarian U.S. imperialist puppet Batista. Comrades, the EFF, like the Cuban revolutionaries, will also replace a corrupt government here in South Africa. This organization was formed on the blood, sweat, and tears of our people. It was formed on their donations, their sacrifice, and their commitment. It was born out of difficulty. It has survived because our people believe in economic freedom in our lifetime. Comrades, the EFF is therefore an answer to all difficult questions. When we went into parliament, many people said, they are just making noise, they will not achieve anything. We went into parliament to represent the gardeners, to represent the domestic workers, to represent the farm workers, to represent the petrol attendants, to represent the unemployed youth of South Africa, to represent the orphans, to represent the abused, to represent the neglected masses of our people. We went into parliament to represent Mgcineni Mambush Noki, who was killed by Cyril Ramaphosa in Marikana Kopi. We said to Mambush, we will never rest until you get your justice. That's why when we arrived in parliament, we said Marikana is a crime scene, and those people who were killed in Marikana, they were killed by the ANC. When the ANC said, you can't say that, we went to court, and the court said, you can say that for free. So we are saying it here today. The ANC is an organization of murderers. It's the one that killed Tembinkosi Gwaleni, Patrick Akona Jijase, Andris Ntenyeho, Bonginkosi Yona, Baba Lomchali, Jackson Lehupa, Mafolos Mabia, Henry Mvuisi Pato, Ntandazo, Nokamba. Those are the people that the ANC killed in Marikana because they did not want to give them what was due to them. Fighters, this organization fought for students to be admitted in institutions of higher learning. When it was not fashionable to do so, we always kicked doors and opened doors for our children and made sure that indeed those people continue to learn. That's why in the EFF we can do an essay competition and give winners each 40,000 and poetry competition and give a winner 50,000. Why? Education is fashionable in the EFF. We want an educated nation. Comrades, when it was not fashionable during COVID, it was the EFF that gave artists money because the industry of artists was closed. We paid all those artists who used to perform at the EFF events. We said to them, you will not die as long as the EFF is still alive. It is the EFF DP that donated 15 million to COVID-19 Solidarity Fund to make sure that we support the poor of the poorest. Comrades, we can never say everything was smooth. Not everything was smooth. There were staff riders who wanted to hijack our organization, but because the EFF is like a sea, it cleans itself all the time when the rejects want to hijack it. That's why if you go to the exhibition of the EFF, we did not delete the staff riders. They are still there. You will see them in the pictures of the EFF. Just mark them. This one is a staff rider. That's why they are no longer with us. But those staff riders thought they will kill our organization. Till today, our organization is still standing firmly because our organization does not depend on individuals. It depends on its ideology and its founding manifesto. They came, Aleopula, Baria, but Baba ile Landani, Baba Rekile Kua Landani, Barekile Kemakua, Banyoko destroyer EFF. That was the first imaginary scandal they did. We defeated that scandal of saying we are bought by London, because everything we are doing has got nothing to do with London. It has got everything to do with Africa and with Africans, because we exist for Africans. Haba palwa ke scandal sa London bari EFF iwishije VPS, iwutuje chelete ya VPS. Till today, no leader of the EFF is investigated for VPS. No leader of the EFF is arrested for VPS. No leader of the EFF is in court because of the VPS. They wanted to use the VPS to destroy the EFF. Once more, they failed. Comrades, they wanted to cause the fights in the EFF. They never won, they will never win. Why? We want the land. We are not here for any other Mickey Mouse arrangement. We want the land, and that land must be taken from the white minority rule and be given to all the people of South Africa, and that land shall be returned into the hands of the rightful owners. Comrades, we want jobs, and we don't want jobs that are a bribery which is given in a stadium. Panyaza Lisufi took people to Orlando Stadium a day before yesterday, thinking that he can contest us. Ke moshimanyana wa maminana ha tsebe selo. O tsamaile a tšea bana ba rena a ba isa Orlando Stadium a yo ba fa maphephe a leng gore ha deserve o ba ka matsong a bana ba rena, a ba humiliata, a ba taditše stadium a re o tlo ba fa stipend. It's not a stipend, it's a bribery so that you can vote for the ANC. We don't want a bribery, we want the land, we want jobs, and we want them manje. We want them now, and it must be quality jobs. Comrades, we are going to industrialize, we are going to take land for industrialization, we are going to take land for proper settlement, we are going to take land for agriculture, we are going to take land for you, the unemployed, to create jobs for yourself, because you must not be employees, you must be your own bosses. We want you to be your own bosses. Comrades, South Africa by body corruption. There is corruption everywhere. That's why in the police the generals are corrupt. How can a president steal money and put money of foreign currency in a mattress, in a sofa, and even sleep on top of money? When that person is reported to the police, he is not arrested. Why? It's because police are rotten to the core. It's because police are corrupt. We need to fight corruption fighters, because without succeeding in the fight against corruption, we will never achieve anything. Corruption is what made you unemployed. Corruption steals money that must buy medicine for HIV and AIDS. Corruption steals money that must go and give children feeding scheme. Corruption is the one that creates potholes because the roads are not quality as a result of corruption that is in government. Let's tell you, when we take over next year, Cyril Ramaphosa siyomopa uyayijele Cyril Ramaphosa, because we sell our Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa romutsenya ka mo tronkong ka nko bifa ba tla bona re ba etsang ka nko ya yona mo tronkong mo, because Ramaphosa ke le shodu o bolaile batho ba marikana ha tshwarwa, o tsitse tšhelete ya South Africa ha tshwarwa, o robala godimo ha di-dollar ha tshwarwe. Ramaphosa is not above the law. Ramaphosa must go to jail whether they like it or not. Comrades, in the EFF, we support the LGBTQ plus community. There is no EFF that hates gays and lesbian and transgender and how people want to define themselves. Professor Lumumba's ideas are his own ideas. We don't agree with him. He's our brother. We can disagree with him in a respectful manner. But these clowns that go around saying they support the LGBTQ plus community, yet they support Ramaphosa, who hosted Museveni, who signed a law that is not progressive. Those people are pretentious. They must not be supported or even be listened to. Comrades, there is too much crime in South Africa because of corruption. We must arrest criminals. Ground forces, let's go and claim the streets from criminals. We cannot allow the criminals to take South Africa for themselves. We cannot allow the drug lords to take over South Africa. We cannot allow the Nyaupis to take over South Africa. You, the fighters of the revolution, go and claim the streets against criminals. When we take over this Gauteng next year, all those people who are hired by Panyaza, Barigiri Panya Panya, we are going to expel all of them because they were not properly hired. They are hired because they are members of the ANC. They are hired because they are campaigners of the ANC. Tell them your time is over. When you meet them in those oversized overalls, you must whisper in their ears, Upelile Baba, here's a EFF next year. Comrades, we want the people who have high walls to drop their high walls, to stay in peace and enjoy their beautiful gardens without being scared or being attacked by criminals. Our country cannot be a country of criminals. Bheki Cele has failed as a minister of police. Bheki Cele must step down with immediate effect because he has failed as a minister of police. Comrades, we are going to make sure that each and every police station has got police who are trained to deal with victims of rape and sexual abuse. We want police who will treat victims of rape with respect, and we want police stations that will have private rooms for victims of rape and sexual abuse, where confidentiality will be treated as a priority, not to humiliate the victims of rape in front of other people. They must be treated with respect because they are traumatized already. Comrades, we want free education, and we want a decolonized education, and we want it now. We want our children to go to Wits University free of charge. We want our children to go to UCT free of charge. We want our children to go to Tekis free of charge. When we take over as the EFF, all of you who are unemployed and you don't have your results because you are owing the fees at school, you must know the day when we arrive in office, we are going to cancel all the debt and give your results free of charge. Why? We don't want your money. We want your brain. Once your mind says, this child is bright, you have earned a seat in a university, it doesn't matter whether you have money or not. We want a child from a shack to go to the best of the best university because he's got the best brain, and that brain must be protected. Comrades, we are going to work with Cuba to establish a quality primary health care. We are going to make sure that in South Africa there are proper clinics, and those clinics have got the best equipment inside, and doctors visit people at home, not people visiting doctors at the clinic. The doctors of the government will do door to door to check your BP, to check your sugar level, to check your health, because that's what primary health care is about. The Cubans, we love them because they don't send soldiers in the world. They send life to the world by sending doctors to go and heal the sick in the world. Comrades, when we take over all the informal settlement in Ikuruleni Tunga shall be formalized, and once we formalize them, we will give them water, we will give them electricity, we will build proper houses for our people all over Gauteng and all over South Africa. Comrades, Hammanskraal must get clean water. Every area in South Africa, in Guyana, in the Soweto, in Northwest, in the Eastern Cape, our people must get piped clean water. Without clean water, there is no life, because water is life. When you give people water, you are not doing them favor, you are giving them life. We need water, we need sanitation now. Comrades, we must make sure that we do proper sanitation and we give our people flushing toilet. To have a flushing toilet is not a status, it's a basic human right. If you are a human being, how feta ububia, how tshwanela ububona, bo tshwantse bo bone ke phoofolo. So we'll restore the dignity of our people. Traditional leaders, be rest assured, our leaders who are here, the kings and queens, you are not lost, you are in the right place. You must ask the Queen Mother of Bapedi, you must ask King Dalindyebo. Those are the friends of the EFF. They know the beauty of associating with the EFF. They know that EFF takes care of traditional leaders. We want all traditional leaders to be treated the same as the king of the Zulus. King Dalindyebo must be treated the same as the king of the Zulus. We want the Queen Mother of Bapedi to be treated the same as the king of the Zulus. We want the Bavenda king and all the kings in the Eastern Cape to be treated the same as the Zulu king. There is nothing wrong with what the Zulu king get. We are not saying take from the Zulu king. Continue supporting the Zulu king, but support all of them the same. Comrades, Eskom ke mathata. Motlakase mo South Africa ke mathata. Ba re dile di bari, they've made us fools. They gave us stage 6 and stage 8. We were living in darkness. The jobs were threatened. The electricity undermined the quality of life in South Africa. From there, from stage 8, they dropped us to stage 3. When they put us on stage 3, we behave like stage 3 is acceptable. That's mediocrity. We don't want load shedding in South Africa. We want a reliable electricity in South Africa. We want electricity that will be supplied to hospitals uninterrupted, to schools uninterrupted, to business uninterrupted. Only the EFF can protect the provision of electricity. Why? We are not opposed to just transition, but we are not going to close our coal power stations until just transition produce equivalent megawatts to the same power station you want us to close. We are not going to sell our coal to anyone. If you say we can't use coal, why do you take it and use it in your countries? No one must take coal from South Africa if they can't allow us to use coal. Comrades, we are in crisis. South Africa is in financial crisis, and therefore only an organization like the EFF can rescue this country. Comrade Deputy President, I want to thank and congratulate the Student Command. They are doing a brilliant work. They take university after university. They lead from the front. The President of the Student Command is with us here. He has been leading Sizofunda Genkani, Bayatanda Batandi. EFF Student Command has always provided life to the students in the university. I want to say to the Student Command, please remain radical, remain militant and uncompromising despite the temptations that arise around you. Don't compromise, students. Do not sleep with the management. Do not eat a bribe. Always support the crisis and the demands of the students. Student Command, please, you must not only do student politics, you must also pass. You are at the university because you are going to school. I don't want you to become permanent residents at the universities. Go in, study, and create another space for another African child. We don't want Student Command leaders who don't pass. Comrades, the people of the world, please be aware, EFF is your friend if you are part of the progressive forces of the world. Today we've got ambassadors here who have joined our celebrations. Yesterday we had a dinner with them when we told them without being ashamed that we are with the people of Palestine, we are with the people of Eswatini, we are with the people of Sahrawi, and we are not with Morocco, we are not with Israel, we are not with NATO, we are not with USA, because those are enemies of progress. Comrades, we want to make a call in Kenya, especially to Comrade Raila Odinga. Stop doing what you are doing. Do not disrupt Kenya. We need peace in Kenya. The President William Ruto was democratically elected in Kenya. I will not allow you to use the people of Kenya to destabilize the peace of Kenya. We say to President Mnangagwa, stop disrupting the peace of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is going to election. Allow the Zimbabweans to make their choice in a democratic manner without any form of intimidation. Comrades, we want peace in Ethiopia. We want peace in the DRC. Comrades, we want to make sure that BRICS is strengthened, and BRICS is an alternative to Europe and America. We are with President Putin, and we want to say to President Putin, it is not us South Africans who refused you from coming into the country. It is Ramaphosa, the coward Ramaphosa, who could not guarantee that we will not arrest Putin. We are Putin, and Putin is us, and we will never support imperialism against President Putin. Comrades, America is threatening us with African Growth and Opportunity Act that if we don't arrest Putin, they are going to take away AGOA. They can take away AGOA and leave us with our sovereignty and leave us with our foreign policy. We must have the capacity to take a decision of our own. We call on the President of the People's Republic of China, India and Brazil. not to come to BRICS summit in solidarity with President Putin. They must say, you touch one of us, you touch all of us. Comrades, we need to be loyal to the discipline of our organization. Comrades, we must refuse to be part of the Commonwealth. There is nothing common about the Commonwealth except that we're all colonized by Britain. As a revolutionary party that is going to take over South Africa next year, we are going to leave the Commonwealth. We will not be dictated by IMF, will not be dictated by the World Bank, will be dictated to by the people of South Africa. We want to say to Commandant Fidel Castro that we stand with the Cubans and they remain an anchor of our struggle for socialism across the world. We need peace and to silence the guns in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Sudan. We need to openly, as a glorious movement, say that another African must never enjoy seeing a blood of another African. What is happening in Eastern DRC is highly unacceptable, where more than 12,000 people are killed and the world is not saying anything. We need peace in the Eastern DRC. Comrades, we don't have to fight over expanding territories into Mozambique, into Central African Republic, into Congo Brazzaville, into Zambia, including infiltrating Benin, because Africa is one. Why do you want to extend your territory as a country? For what? Because we want one Africa with one currency, with one military, with one judiciary, with one president of the United Republic of Africa. We need Africa to be bigger in order to fight all of these people. African on African violence must stop and must stop now. Dictators who are scared of democracy, please stop your nonsense now. Stop killing fellow Africans. South Africa and Africa, let's resolve everything peacefully. Fellow fighters and revolutionaries, we want to thank all of those who have supported this glorious movement since its inception, and appreciate those who joined us after they saw that the EFF is the future. The door is not closed. Anyone who wants to join the EFF, you are more than welcome. This is your home. This is a home of all South Africans. Comrades, I want to thank all those who donated 100 cows. Legamuso, Dijodi Wona, Batoli announce Jali Elige, Aritza Mai Reclone Namo, Ripsine. Those who donated groceries, those who donated buses and transport, those who bought tables at the gala dinner, those who donated through SMSs and online donation. Financing the revolution must continue beyond the 10th anniversary towards 2024. Let us continue to support this glorious movement of ours by any means necessary and show the devil that we will never stop no matter what they say about us. We will never accept criticism from those who are determined to distort. We will never accept direction from those who want to tell us who our enemies are and who our friends are. Fighters, we know our enemies, we know our own friends. Our loyalty to our people will account for all of this. Comrades, fellow fighters, I invite you to join me as we march into the future full of hope. I need sunglasses because the future looks bright. We are taking government in 2024. The EFF is going to be government, and when the EFF is in government, we are going to defeat poverty, we are going to defeat inequality, we are going to defeat unemployment, we are going to defeat crime, we are going to create quality houses, we are going to create clinics and hospitals, we are going to give you free education, we are going to fight corruption and lock up all councillors of the ANC who are giving people jobs in exchange for sex, because that's what they are doing in those municipalities. Fighters, me and you are going to defeat load shedding. Only the EFF can stop load shedding in South Africa. Let us go, fighters, forward towards the liberation of the masses of our people. Let us not get tired. Let us not retreat. Victory is certain. Once you guys get tired, once you guys become lazy, once you become reluctant to fight, you must know the enemy has won. I will never get tired. No one can make me tired. I march forward to the victory of our people. The revolution in South Africa is guaranteed that under the EFF, this country will be the better. Stand up, South Africa. Make sure that South Africa, you are counted with me. Rise, South Africa. Stand and make sure that our people understand that they need to be counted. You must be counted. You must be part of history. You must make sure that you are one of the people who are going to deliver economic freedom in our lifetime. Freedom in our lifetime. Amanda!
Julius Malema uphethe umshini makamnandi. Julius Malema uphethe uthando makamnandi. Julius Malema uphethe ukholo makamnandi. Julius Malema uphethe.
What a celebration out in, of course, at the FNB Stadium. We've just heard the EFF's president there, the CIC himself, Mr. Julius Malema. What a speech. Got the whole stadium to stand up as it was risen on that podium. Things that we don't normally get to see at these political rallies. That is, of course, the EFF's 10th birthday anniversary, which is currently taking place out in Soweto at the FNB Stadium. Ahead of the CIC speech, we saw various political parties giving their messages of support. Among them, we saw General Bantu Holomisa of UDM. We saw the newly elected president of ZAPO. And of course, if you've been following us here on SABC News, you might have spotted the Abatembu King, King Dalindyebo there, who's also one of the friends of the party. And of course, some of the celebrations still taking place. We expect for a cake cutting session to commence any time from now. And we'll stay on these visuals and just bring you all the action as it happens out from FNB Stadium. We also have reporters that are stationed there who will also give us a real glimpse of on the ground what is currently happening. As you can see, it's celebrations all around the stadium. The FNB Stadium is currently marred in red.